What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at Ngons. A lot of people look at Ngons and say they are the devil, they're the worst thing you can do in 3D modeling packages. But if they're that bad, why haven't they tried to basically minimize how much you can use them? They're very easy to implement into your models and keep there without even realizing it sometimes. And I think the big reason for this is because Ngons can work perfectly fine depending on their purpose. Now, I've seen a bunch of videos talk about Ngons and they've not really talked about why they don't work. They've said that they mostly work for hard surface. They said don't try to keep them in organic shapes or characters, but they've not really shown exactly the issue with using Ngons. So the first one is if you go into the Unreal Engine, or I think any games engines, everything's always converted to tries, because tries are a 100% definite flat face. You can't bend a try to not be flat anymore. The reason this is a big deal, if we look at a plane, just four sides, not even an Ngon yet, and we pull out some edges here and we pull down some edges. If you look at this shape now, it doesn't really make sense because this can't be flat. So if we look, Blender seems like it's trying to create a sort of extra edge to it. And if we fill that in or cut that part across, you'll see that that looks about right. The problem with this is you might not want it to look this way. You might actually want the cut to go across here, but when you import this into a games engine, it doesn't know where you want these cuts, so it will put them where it believes they need to go. And I believe that is usually, as you saw in Blender, the original way before we cut it. Now, that's why you can end up with meshes that just have very weird geometry when working with Ngons after importing them into the Unreal Engine. That's also why people say using flat shapes is fine with Ngons, because you won't end up, with these problems where things get bent, because if it's flat, all those tries it created are going to also stay flat, so you won't actually see a problem. Also, ZBrush just seems to hate Ngons anyway. Unless there's a setting to convert them to tries when importing them, they seem to just turn invisible when putting them into ZBrush, so that's also an issue you can encounter. Now, when all this is said and done, it comes down to the purpose of your model, what software you're going to put it in, and just a couple extra factors. If your model is completely fine having these in and they're not causing problems later on, then you probably don't need to fix them. If you do want to fix them, you can simply just triangulate the mesh, you can triangulate it, quadrulate it, or you can use the knife tool and just manually fix these till they become quads and tries. Anyways, that's my short video on why some people will tell you that Ngons shouldn't be used. And it is good to evaluate whether or not you should use Ngons, and if you do, if you will need to clean them up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you next time or on the streams.